Welcome back, everyone, to the Paladins Minor League. We're still in Europe. We're going to be covering the finals this time. We just saw Clown Fiesta have a pretty dominant performance.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you've watched either the PGS in the past or anything in Europe, Clown Fiesta,
Or
Sour
some
Team,
PPL games.
it's really not an out of common or
Right.
an out of knowledge matchup that you would see just with the way things go. Sour Team is always the team that tends to make it towards the top. Clown
Yeah.
Fiesta, especially with the players they've picked up, are doing well.
I mean, Ovum really killed it there in that last game on Jaguar Falls. Simslo was great the whole set. Alex looked good on a couple of different characters as well. Everything is definitely locked down for these guys today, and they are going to be a formidable challenge for Sour Team.
The thing I seem to have learned from that last set, and we'll see if Sour Team has this knowledge already going into it, is really just don't let Simslo have Bomb King. That seems
Yeah.
like a pretty good play. Just don't let him take that away. Try not to let Ovum have Inara as well, because those two as a combination pretty much single-handedly won them their last point fight. But with the way things were going, has anything today, the first games of Season 2, kind of surprised you, or is everything more or less in line?
I think everything's pretty much in line with what you've kind of been seeing out there in casual and ranked play and on streams and things like that. The biggest thing was just it's less of a numbers thing, but the fact that Simslo was so hard forgotten about when he was floating about above people. I mean, I was paying attention to it, so maybe I'm enforcing my own bias here, but it really felt like, there was no fireballs. Ash is decent at putting up just pressure up in the sky. It's not that hard to hit with her autos, but it's like no one even looked at him. So I'm curious to see if that, and I doubt it will. I doubt it will keep up like that. I think players are just going to get readjusted to Drogo's loadouts like that, where he was fully kitted to stay in the air and never touch the ground, and he really showcased that, and that play style was really cool to see actually be successful.
Well, keep your eyes on Drogo's and keep your eyes on the maps. We get to see where we're going. Maybe get to see another Bright Marsh with that kind of Drogo's play coming through. And it's not going to be banned out, but it's also not going to be where we go first. We're getting another Splitstone Quarry. This time is map number 1, which I never thought... Oh, it's only Europe that could actually do that, right? Like, they're the only teams, the only players that would ever drive yourself to Splitstone.
I just hope Warder's Gate isn't like...
A permaban?
The banned map now. Like, come on, bro. Like, we haven't gotten to see it yet.
See it at all.
I know, and it's got so many cool features to it. It's got the anti-grav wells, things like that. Like, a lot of fun stuff that you can do. I've made some hype plays with Leon coming over those anti-grav wells. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff that you can
get
do.
Some Matrix moments.
You hit the ultimate. Oh, man. I had one. I got overpowered off the map. Ulted, killed the con, and slid back onto the map, just like spit on his body as I walked by.
That's one of those clips that it's like when you're trying to sell the map. That's how you have to do it. Like, you can, like, this is what you can do. This is all you have to know. And as it is now, you see the Cassie, the Khan, the Torvald, and the Makoa, still 3 out of 4 frontline bans. And Ovum gets an Aura, so everybody on Clown Fiesta is happy.
This is the same strategy that Clown Fiesta, took when they were facing Scoobert Dubert there in the semifinals. Sour Team, obviously a new opponent, new day. Ruckus Ash this time around. Ruckus has, again, he's been Ruckus, right? He's not been highly prioritized all the time. Sometimes he is. He's been pretty well performing all throughout. We are going to see an Eevee. No real changes, I would say, whatsoever in the offseason. Reprieve got removed and worked in as a loadout card, but it's not the best loadout card. I'd say it doesn't fit super well. Eevee's not a character that's running around with a lot of spare loadout points. You kind of know what you want when you're picking her.
And she's been pretty much a staple. In Splitstone Quarry, it's not outlandish to see her as well, just because of the fact that she can traverse that high mobility, jump up to the high ground, make sure no one's going to sit up there safely. And the same thing kind of goes for Zen, although he doesn't have that upward mobility the same way to keep up with Eevee. But you still have the Grover, the Ash, the Ruckus. Nothing too out of the ordinary for Sour Team, and a nice flex DPS left open for them.
And Clown Fiesta did not run any Eevee in the last set. So what this reads a little bit to me is that this is more of a taking this away from Sour Team. They do not want Sour Team to have this. Leon is going to be able to sit up on the the high ground and sort of just do her thing. Eevee is a character that shuts that down fairly hard, especially when you come in with an Ice Storm or something like that. So Clown Fiesta may be looking to hit 2 birds, 1 stone. We'll have to see if this is more of a takeaway from Sour Team or just something they didn't want running against their Leon. I brought up Tyra a little bit earlier today. She got the 15% lifesteal just passive now. That was the one talent that was removed. I believe it was First Blood, and it used to be 30%, but she got a new reworked grenade launcher talent. It's basically like rocket launcher Ruckus now, but it's Tyra. So she can run a lot of the same cards, though, Gormizer. Actually, that and then some, right? Her damage reduction cards for the grenade launcher style it's actually better and, you know, higher numbers than Ruckus has. Obviously, she doesn't have as much health still.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Tyra can end up being very, very tanky, especially in the early game.
I'm still incredibly excited to see, I mean, potential burn monster here, right? There's a lot of territory with 2 front lines on the side of Clown
Yeah, you
Fiesta.
could be right.
I mean, you just get rid of that Inara. It's very difficult, especially with what you just saw in the last set, if you let Ovim have Inara and get his way on the point. Once he's standing there, you can't really displace him as well, but it does look like it is going to be a little bit of a grenade. Nothing too out of the ordinary over there, although I didn't see what Simsalou had.
In terms of his talent?
That's going to be Wormhole.
That's
okay,
Wormhole
that's
there.
normal.
Rocket
Never
Barrage,
mind.
Fortress
I was hoping
Breaker.
something spicy. He's not going to give it to us.
Yeah, Yomi, and of course, the new reworked Mercy Kill for Tyra. Simsalou will be piloting the Eevee. Some big names over on Sour Team, Sheepa and Peridot. They've played under a number of rosters over their course, their lifetime in the PPL, but now playing in the minor league here. Reduce the cooldown, activating the nade launcher, so you don't even need to hit it. You just need to right click and you get 20% DR for the next 3 seconds. When you know, this character running the only HP 3 has 2,550 HP. So you're essentially adding an additional 20% HP onto that, which is about 500. So Peridot is going to end up being so tanky, and don't forget the 15% passive lifesteal.
And I love his positioning, but Ovim's going to be the one that gets first blood. Simsalou picking up second blood right there as they get aggressive like it's nothing. Sour Team looked like they had control, but Ovim wrapping around the back's what's going to be able to give them that lead. And now there's only 2 members left alive for Sour Team, and it does not look like any of them are in a position to get aggressive. Alex, he has played this Leon before today, and you can see his aim is still on point.
A slow burn there for Clown Fiesta, and then it all just kind of crumbles on Sour Team all at once there. No glaring mistakes, quite frankly, from Sour Team. It's just failure to get kills in a couple of different situations there. How do they work this Tyra in? Can they make her successful with the shiny new talent, or do they have to go to something more tried and true, maybe a hunting party, maybe a bird monster?
A lot of things that are still open, although I like where Peridot's been positioning himself. I like the damage he's been able to output. That honestly just felt like they lost track of Ovim, and it was very similar to what you were mentioning during the last game of the last set. Inara does surprising amounts of damage if you just let her shoot, and that is exactly what Ovim got to do. He just walked around and shot for free. Now Simsalou is just being able to get aggressive, and that's been the story of the day. Simsalou getting aggressive, getting in your face, and just causing havoc for anyone who happens to be his opposition.
You know, we talked about Sheepa and Peridot a little bit. You got to look at Ninu as well. I mean, I really gassed this guy up in the last season of the PPL. I thought he was phenomenal for the amount of attention that he got in drafts, for the amount of attention that he got in game as well. It was very clear, you know, Sheepa was more often than not pocketing Peridot on like Torvald and stuff like that. Elven Path was getting a lot of the ire from the support, and Ninu was often left sort of on his own to do well, and boy did he. I mean, this guy definitely performed in a situation that was definitely difficult. Unfortunately, whirls into that Dread Serpent there. It's going to be a difficult way to start a team fight.
And then immediately gets taken down, and this is one of those things, these are huge names on the side of Sour Team, like you've been mentioning, but you can still see the same huge names on Clown Fiesta, and they just seem to have come a little bit more together, and I think what we're seeing is the veteranship coming down, not only from the players of Simsalou, but also of Ovim, who's been to so many lands last year that he has been able to kind of put this up. You get a great ult from Sheepa, but they haven't afforded themselves much room. They need to pick up some kills here.
I mean, it's a lot of OG names here for both sides, as finally Sour Team are able to put a victory together here in one of these team fights to just stop the steamroll that was happening to them. You've got guys like Sheepa, Peridot, Elven Path that are, you know, in minor leagues. They're, you know, getting beat right now in their minor league games. These are guys that used to win all of the major lands. You know, they would basically trade out with one other European team. It's kind of been fun to see almost the new guard coming up, right? You've got Team Envy, a team that did not even make the World Championship earlier in 2018 in January, to going on to winning that. So there really has been a lot of cycling of the talent and just who wants it more, you know what I mean? These guys come up, guys like Ovim, and they are hungry for these wins.
I mean, I still have burned into my memory during the qualifiers for the last PWC, Ovim, and the disappointment he had when he was taken out of the bracket, when he was eliminated, because he he knew not only that himself, but his team was capable of more. Now finding himself in this position, looking for potentially a 2-0 as another Dread Serpent comes through. They're going to pick up some kills. Alex does drop. Novum kind of left by his lonesome. Simsalou going to have to do a lot of work with very little HP.
Didn't need to die there. I think if you're Alex, would that have resulted in a fight victory? Maybe. I mean, it's a lot of consistent damage from Leon that's now off the board. And you're seeing Ashes easily able to stall this one out with the lack of pressure there. Sour Team is going to be able to get the defense there. Beautifully timed knockback from Sheepa to make sure that this scoreboard reads 1-1 after what was a very dominant round for Clown Fiesta. They just started to fall apart a little bit there at the end.
And there was a lot that was leading towards Clown Fiesta being able to find. I mean, this kind of play, you see a double kill potentially going into a triple kill, 3-4 kills for Alex there. That would turn into a convert. No problem. They can convert this into a 2-0 and completely be happy with themselves. Not often does that get stalled out. So Sour Team, Sheepa specifically getting an ult off, I believe, right after that clip ended, saves them the day. Ash stalled a lot of that, but you can look, they had to use a lot just to hold it off. 97%, 94%, and 100% for 3 members, Perdo, Sheepa, and Ninu, respectively. So they're going to have ults up. But Sour Team are going to be playing at a small disadvantage.
So I haven't really brought this up much, and that's on me, but the item store changes for this season have been big. I mean, a lot of price changes, but the biggest thing is being able to buy 2 items from the same category. So you're seeing Simsalou, he has Wrecker 1 as alongside the Cauterized 2, and the inverse for Alex. That's the biggest exchange that you're probably going to see almost every single game. Is just a Wrecker 1 is so effective. I mean, 75% extra damage to shields allows a guy like Simsalou to look at Fernando and be like, all right, this is a potential for me now. I can get this kill because it's not going to take me 3.5 clips to get through the shield.
And being able to find the balance, you have one person with Wrecker 2 and Cauterize 1, one person with Caught 2 and Wrecker 1. You can kind of get that nice bounce back so one can focus versus the other. Alex, though, going to get stunned out there by the addition to the stun on Ash's ult, and that is going to be a beautiful pickup for them, just trying to get rid of what has been a nuisance for them. A thorn in the side, but Simsalou has been the other problem, and right now he is running house. Sheepa going to get taken down.
He's hitting a lot of shots, which means his Ice Storm is almost always going to be up there, 77%, and it's going to be climbing here shortly. Such a difficult target to bring down there. That's 3 clean shots on a tower, but again, remember, 2550 HP as well as 20% DR anytime he activates, much less hits one of these 700 damage grenade launchers.
And that already, just the 2550, is tankier than pretty much any of your average damage champion. Alex going to be going for a shot, not going to be able to find it, but still alive. Drop down, Perdo finds the kill, but they lose the point. And the end of the day, Ovum is still doing the Inara thing. He is standing there with a healer behind him, a shield in front of him from Crunchy, and just standing on the point, capturing every aspect they needed.
It's somewhat to be expected. When you have the Inara, you have the penultimate point tank. And then Ash and Fernando are I would say, comparable to their ability to point tank. And then Ruckus is pretty much a hard aggro tank. He doesn't do so well just sitting out in the open on the objective. When these fights, and they have been, going somewhat equally or in favor of Clown Fiesta, when you have the stronger point tank like Inara and Ovum playing it, you are just going to win that war of attrition. You are just going to squeeze every last ounce and percentage out of the capture point. So that's the biggest thing that needs to turn around for Sour Team is they need more concise victories because they don't have the type of point tank that's going to be allowed to stand in the chaos like Clown Fiesta do.
Well, a minute and a half left on the point, and almost around the last corner of the push for Splitstone, which was, this is a notorious map, at least it used to be, for being so difficult to push. But so far, Clown Fiesta have been able to hit this point almost effortlessly, and this is where it gets very difficult. Sour Team, the spawn doors open right onto the path that the payload has to take. You have a lot of cover, a lot of high ground to control and cover any inch of ground that you need to. So kills are going to be important. There's going to be 2 big ones for Clown Fiesta already.
There it is. 58 seconds left on the clock there. Ninu manages to find 1 kill in return, but will it be enough? One more shot from Eevee would have gotten the kill. He's going to soar around, maybe look for it now. As soon as that billow ends, so shall his life.
That was a really clever play, but we can analyze that a little bit more as now the push is looking like it could come through. 3 members kind of being gatekeeped. Sour Team locked in their base. Ruck is going to do whatever he can. Simsaloo going to be able to escape. The payload inching ever so closer, but Ovum, a nice Dread Serpent, actually going to turn that around. The damage on Inara is not going to matter. Perdo looking to fall. The same thing to be said for this Grover. That payload is slowly but surely walking its way in. Sour Team are just throwing bodies at it now.
A missed Vine there. Unfortunately, Grover unable to hang on to his life there. Couple ultimates, but that's been Clown Fiesta's MO basically all day. They have almost always committed at least 1 to 2 ultimates when they can smell blood in the water on these conversions. They do like to go up 3-1 here. That is a style that will change from team to team, whether or not that they use ultimates. Seeing the damage dealt charts here, honestly, roughly the same as they were in the round prior. Ovum managing to outfrag one of the DPS players of Sour Team, Ninu, at 6-6 here, about 2,000 damage or so behind Ovum. I actually want to look again at the healing charts here because around prior, basically the same story being told here. Bolka is doubling right now the healing that this Grover is able to put out. Obviously, there's a couple of things helping to pad that. Inara does have innate healing amplification built into her kit, into her right click, but also Clown Fiesta are winning this game, Gormizer. They have more credits to spend, and a lot of them are being spent on rejuvenates across the board for these front lines.
And being able to get themselves that much healthier, that faster, as well as having them all down behind them has been helpful. Grover is just so awkward having to group everyone up right now. That has been the story of the game. And for a Leon, it's perfect. It is able to shut them down, now getting aggressive. Alex not going to get credit for any of those kills, but a part of all of them. Simsaloo firing from the top ground, doing whatever he can, but this is looking like a fight more for Sour Team. They've only lost 1 member.
Ovum's still alive here, but no longer. A couple more axes from Joppy able to take him down. Simsaloo trying to stall this one out. He doesn't need to take any massive risks just yet, but he is getting lower and lower on HP. You can see these caught 3s starting to shut down that healing. Unable to get the majority of that 375 reprieve heal coming through. He's flying all around this map, trying to find somewhere and some way to be effective.
Coming around the back. This has been where Simsaloo has done best. No one looking at him. Alex being able to take the brunt of the damage, although it's not going to last for long. He's going to be able to get the kill onto Shiba, stop that Ashe from having any presence around here, but unfortunately you lose Ovum here. Fernando is nowhere near healthy enough, and this is looking like a point for Sour Team. Comeback mechanic playing its role, but just beautifully played.
And this is what they needed, right? Concise victories. That is 4 red kills in the kill feed for 1 blue. Clown Fiesta simply can't fight against those odds for very long. Obviously, Alex, he gets that kill there onto Shiba. That's a gift. But I've seen that now a couple of times where he's just very far out on his own in some of these fights. Now, I think there's something to be said. Ninu did kind of get into the backline there, and he may have caused Alex to want to go that way to get out and away from this pressure from the Xin. But you got to definitely be careful about your positioning. There's a couple deaths that I've seen now in this game that just didn't need to happen. This kid's an aggressive player for sure. That's just going to be his style. But there are some times for that, and there are other times where you got to pull back on the reins a bit.
I'm not sure Ovum got the memo that the point was captured. He was sitting back on the capture point. They got that aggressive to be able to stall this push as long as they can. Sour Team had to fall back pretty far. Does end up retreating back towards where the line of scrimmage now is going to be around this payload. But you can just see Clown Fiesta still want to get in your face. They still want to push you back with the same amount of force they are when they're being the aggressors. And because of that, you can see ult charges going up for them. They have 4 members at 100, as well as the kills still coming in their favor.
1:15 left on this clock here. Plenty of ultimates for both squads here. Nice little wall from Ovum. He'll disengage cleanly. Simsaloo slowing down a little bit as a result of, again, his sustain isn't going to be as definitely, leanable on as it was in the early game. You can see when he's not cauterized, he's going to be getting 375 health every time he blinks and blinks back. But when that's cauterized, I mean, he's getting nothing. He's getting 37 health instead.
Numbers that play at large disadvantage to you. Not quite 0, but it might as well be when you're feeling it, especially with Eevee's health bar. 1800, not enough to make her feel super comfortable, especially in a lot of these engagements. That's why you're seeing such high mobility come down from her. Simsaloo playing this very carefully, but he's still been just as aggressive, and I think that's the thing I like about the way he's been playing it. The Bomb King transitioning almost seamlessly to this Eevee has flowed exactly the way you would want. He is causing the most damage, he's causing the most distraction, and at the same time, if he gets out alive, that's a huge win for the team.
Yeah, doing a good job buying time, but now Ninu is waiting for him when he blinks back. Beautiful shot there. and the full milk from the ice block. They're not going to be able to get the kill onto Xin. Alex finds one of the return kills. He's still pretty healthy. 4 seconds on the clock, Gore, and a hell of a long way to push. But the kills are coming through. They will get their chance.
I mean, you're getting exactly what you want if you're Sour Team now, but you have to make 3/4 of this, about 2/3 of this push, entirely in overtime. The longer you're in it, the faster that bar is going to tick down, and you have to win fight after fight, while the other team, Clown Fiesta here, will have respawn proximity and just the advantage of the high ground.
So there is some nuance in this round left. It's not completely over, and what we're talking about here is the use of ultimates. Every ultimate in the game is currently available. If Sour Team pop everything, they will be left with nothing, and the game will still not be over. They'll be at 3-3 fighting into 5 ultimates, so it's really kind of a delicate balance of what they want to use to get this conversion here. Same can be said for Clown Fiesta, though. If Sour Team are able to push this through and not have to use anything, then it becomes an interesting situation where Sour Team now are in a 3-3, and they've really managed to swing the momentum so heavily back in their favor. But like you mentioned, the longer you stay in overtime, Gormizer, the quicker it'll expire if someone fails to contest. And you can see the second that Ninu dies there and Sheepa on Ash, the overtime almost expires instantaneously.
And that's just one of those moments you don't have a lot of time to react. Zarini's still alive, unable to do anything. And he's been doing a lot. Metal March has been a huge card for Ruckus, I want to say throughout the last year. Although it kind of fell off. It was nerfed slightly for a little bit. That 15% damage reduction at level 5 is big for you, especially for 2 seconds in total time. But it's nowhere near as much as it used to be. He's not going to be as lively as he was. And you can see, I think, more or less the story of the way these teams play. A lot more aggressive cards coming down from Clown Fiesta. A ton of defense bought up for Sour Team.
It's basically the same loadout as Tyra is running. Like I said, though, Tyra's cards are, they're the pre-nerf Ruckus cards, though.
Yeah.
She's 20% DR for 3 seconds instead of 2. So she's got a lot of ways to maintain this very tanky status in these team fights there. Nice dive there onto the support. It's going to be a great way to kick this fight off. There it is. Gore. Concise victories here for Sour Team.
And that was surgical. That was exactly what they needed. The only person who's still alive right now is going to be Simsaloo. And admittedly, it's hard to chase down an Eevee. You're not going to be able to do that most of the time. But they use so much just to get those 4 kills. They have 1 ultimate left available, and Hexafire is a big one, but you can see the charge timers being a lot faster for Clown Fiesta. They've used just as many ults, but it's going to be able to come through. Immortal popped right now, going to go in, but Sour Team's the team that takes the objective.
Surprised that Simsaloo doesn't go for the touch there. If I had to guess, I think Fernando probably called that I got it. Because he was close, but I think he got stunned by something. I'm not exactly sure what. Something looked like it locked him down. K-Currency wasn't able to make it back to the objective. Because Simsaloo definitely would have been able to touch. Again, I think it's just somebody may have called that, oh, I got this one, I can get it, I can touch, I can touch. So Simsaloo said, all right, I'm going to prioritize my life here. I'm going to stay alive, and we're going to carry this fight on a little bit longer. But unfortunately, it doesn't come to fruition here. And a much better start to the offense for Sour Team. Look at this. They're already looking to break this corner that took them nearly the entirety of the previous round to do.
And being able to find some kills during the entire duration of this fight as well. 1.5 minutes was where it was for Clown Fiesta to get it this far, and it looking like the same kind of pathing for Sour Team. Kills are just rolling through in their favor as of right now. It looks like Sheep is about to go down unless a heal comes through. Alex, credit with the kill there. But again, 1 red for 2 blue as of now, if not more, if they continue this route. Zarini is just ringing the bell of Ovum, making sure to find as many headshots as possible, but still has the health bar, the shield, the wherewithal to withdraw and keep himself alive just for a little bit longer.
A successful dive here from K-Currency into the back line is going to result in 1 kill. Pressure on to 2 more as well. He sets up Simsaloo for 1 and Alex for another. 106 on the clock. And a beautiful defense strung together there by Clown Fiesta.
Strong pushback, but a lot of ults coming back online for Sour Team. With them getting more kills, more control over the objective, they're just going to be able to get those online faster and potentially use them before we see anything out of Clown Fiesta. It depends on how well they can maintain this poke. A lot of damage coming down from Alex at long range. He's gotten himself back up to 92% on that Enlightenment. A lot of control that can be had right here. And if you go into the last round 3-3, you're looking at the exact same kind of thing you were saying for the last round with the way things were. You want to keep these ults. You don't want to go into another fight without them. But if you're Clown Fiesta, you have to defend this or else you lose.
You have to definitely fight hard on both sides. The offense is fighting to get as many ultimates out defensively from the defense, and the defense vice versa is doing the same, trying to get the offense to spend but also fail at the same time. 11 seconds on the clock. One ultimate has already been popped, and it's going to cost Simslo his life. He does not manage to disengage there cleanly.
Cruncy able to find a return kill, but the damage is going to be coming out of Perdo. There's going to be the Dread Servant doing whatever it can to give control. Jopi's going to go down, and with no healer, you've chopped off the head of the Hydra. Can you keep them cauterized enough and under wraps to be able to find the kills? Overtime is ticking, and Simslo just going to jump into his death.
Perdo finds a big frag there. Ovum trying to stay alive. The Gourd a little bit off the mark, I think. Seismic Crash is going to come through. Hexafire to counter it out, and all the ultimates are being pulled out. At this point, the game could potentially end here. Sour Team look like they are going for the throat.
I mean, doing whatever they can. Zerini looking to get aggressive. Sheepa still in their face, and now the healer is back. Everything can rejoice. Alex goes down. Simsalou does not have a lot of health, but he's doing whatever he can. Ice Block going to get forced out, and they still have kills. No ults available, but it doesn't matter.
Wow.
They push it in, and they get the first map. Hard fought, especially with how the beginning of that game went. Sour Team were almost always retreating.
They were getting steamrolled at the start there. Like we mentioned, it wasn't until there was almost a 2-0 conversion that they were able to actually even win a fight there. So Clown Fiesta, big turnaround for them. And that's something to watch a little bit more carefully nowadays, because the theme behind the item store and the loadout changes was Garrett wanted a more smooth power curve throughout the game. So there's a more clear-cut early game, mid game, late game in terms of what characters are going to be strong, how shields are going to be able to be effective, how healing is going to be able to be effective. You could see early on in the game, I mean, Bolka was doubling the healing from Grover. So, I mean, he was able to have an incredible impact. That might be something to watch under the microscope as we move forward in this set, is who is starting to fall off late game. What is changing for these two teams as we move more seamlessly through these stages of the game?
Well, we've got map number 2 ready for you. A lot that can be said for the way these teams played. And admittedly, all of the defensive items worked out well for Sour Team, and we're going to go to Bright Marsh. So this is the question of whether or not we get to see Simsalou go back on that Drogoz, or if that's something that has been in the high levels of play in Europe, if that is maybe a little bit more obvious. Sour Team know how to counter it. A lot of it was in the draft, I think, that that Clown Fiesta won against Scoobert Dubert, being able to kind of hold themselves up. Like, you don't have a Leon, you don't have any hit scan. Like, we're safe up in the air.
You're right. I think, you know, with Eminence being the clear-cut style of today, at the very least, and we expect that to reign true, I think, for the rest of the minor league. And, you know, Premier League is probably going to do the same with Leon. He's an easy target for Leon. I mean, there's a Drogo. He doesn't move that fast up in the air, if we're being real, especially for this lay of player. Alex isn't going to miss any of those eminences. Perdo's not going to miss any of those eminences. So Drogos will have to be carefully selected here. They'll have to be selected with the knowledge of where Leon is going to fall in this draft. Bomb King is banned out, so Drogos, we imagine, was going to be the guy who's looked at here.
I actually think it's funny because I have two memories now today for Bomb King on this map. One was the fact that he was unable to take on Drogo. Simsalou has been able to showcase a lot of prowess with it, but Simsalou is the one I'm going to pick on for a little bit, because I know one of our meme videos actually features him just rolling into a corner using his entire rollout for nothing. And then I think afterward, Poppy bombing himself off the map did not look well then, but might look well today depending on where they go. But Leon picked up for Sour Team, so they're the ones that can run Drogos. Clown Fiesta have to play Protector otherwise.
Well, Cassie is going to be picked up here. Drogos is going to be tough to pick into a Leon. Bomb King is banned out. Eevee is still on the table, but I would say that Leon is still a very good matchup against Eevee. I think Leon does probably better than most characters against Eevee. You've got 2 auto-aim abilities for when she's soaring and difficult to hit. And, you know, it's only 400 damage, but that adds up to 800 when you hit them both. And that's a significant chunk of Eevee's HP pool. You've got Grok coming through as well. Sour Team might look to just death ball this one up on Bright Marsh.
Grok has been an interesting pick to see, just because he's very much now riding that hybrid line. I think he was before, but a lot of players would kind of lean more towards damage. His healing, especially being able to deploy the totem at range a little bit, gives him just enough of an edge that wherever Grover might be lacking, he can pick up the slack. But you grab the Pip, so you have the double support. This is actually very similar to what we saw earlier. But Pip is the one that can be game-changing, especially against a Fernando and Ashe. Their health bars disappear when they get turned into those chickens.
And Immortal is really the only thing that I could see coming out to try and counter this Evil Mojo, because it is obviously going to be targeted onto these front lines. And Pip is something That's absolute, you know, he built a name for himself around this character long time ago. He's built a name for himself around a lot of characters that people don't really play a lot. Back in the day, Xin was kind of like his thing. Pip has always been one of his things, and you know, he's definitely just such a solid player on it. So I'm curious to see how he handles this, who he's going to be focusing out heavily. What I do like, though, is the amount of gas pedal ability is the word that I'm going to make up for this situation here. When you've got two very aggressive frontliners, Ashe and Fernando, you've got a Grok and a Grover. That's Whirlwind and Tempest that can be used on separate occasions to really fuel the fire of this team fight. Yeah. You know what I mean? Get these front lines in their faces without any worries in the world. There's so much sustain coming from either of those ultimates that Ashe and Fernando don't really have to worry about making mistakes. They don't have to worry so much about their positioning. They literally just need to get in there and do damage and mix it up and cause chaos.
Based on what we saw earlier, Purdue is probably going to have script? No big issue. Storm of Bullets.
What talent is Ovim running right now?
That's Storm of Bullets. Oh, no, he switched to Vortex.
It, yeah, at the last second a Vortex script comes out.
I think the first time I've ever seen Vortex script actually run.
Big stun gamer. It is for me. I never thought I would see the day, but here it is. Vortex script for Ovim. Obviously, it's going to add that 2-second stun onto Commander's grab there. And he's running a little bit of DR after it. Obviously, when you run Vortex Grip, you're going to be wanting to use your dash offensively most of the time. So that card makes sense, right? He has to use it very aggressively. He won't have it to use as an escape, so he's going to need that heavy DR to get him out of some sticky situations.
And his loadout works so perfectly, not only because the damage reduction, but also having Life Taker eliminations. I mean, you're stunning someone for 2 seconds. There's going to be a kill. You're going to be part of it.
Yeah.
You're going to get that cooldown reset. So 40% taken off, and it's moments like this. It also helps deal with that pesky shield out of the Fernando, takes it down, puts it on cooldown, and allows your team to get aggressive. And I was going to praise Sour Team for their draft, but it seems like Clown Fiesta might have just read the book before.
I want to watch that cooldown to see like what is it actually taking off there from Commander's grab when he's able to get. He's almost ready to go on overpower to boot, so a lot of control coming out from the front line there. There's a stun, 12 seconds down to 7, so shaving about 5 seconds off of the cooldown there of a very important and impactful ability.
This is very similar to the start of last game, but I will say this is definitely a lot more in the house of Clown Fiesta in terms of control. You see the scoped weapon here for Ninu. A lot of controversy as to whether people prefer scoped or no scope.
Oh, really?
You can mention in the chat which one you like, but he's going to be running that scope. And here's going to be the Tempest coming through. Not necessarily finding a whole lot, but it's going to be the damage that matters, the gas pedal that gives them a little bit of room, and at least a 1-for-2 trade in kills.
Everybody trying to hide from this Hexafire there. Kate Crunchy, 2 games in a row now, 2 sets I should say in a row. He's played Ruckus on Brightmarsh and done a just phenomenal job of it. Not in the fact that the Hexafire itself is going to get a bunch of kills, but the way he positions himself forces his opponents into these awkward spots that either A, gets them killed by K Crunchy's teammates, or B, gets them killed by K Crunchy just a few seconds later when he's able to make the rotation and follow up on his own setup.
The shield probably going to go down almost immediately. Sheepa has been in an awkwardly locked position. The same thing for Zarini. Neither of the front lines for Sour Team, I feel like, get to have their impact. They spend most of their time either chucked into the air or stunned right afterward before getting killed off. Ovim, I want to say, is putting in the work. The rest of his team's following up beautifully, but I think a lot of it is going to fall on just the fact that he is setting them up pretty much like T-ball. He's just setting the ball right where it needs to be, and then they can swing however they need to. They're going to hit it.
Right now, things are going well for this Khan and his new loadout. I want to see how he's operating when things aren't going well, because obviously when you're running CDR on elimination, that's something that is going to fall off in value hard when you are not, getting any of these eliminations. So right now, things are going good. Things are great for Ovim. And he's allowed to literally just spam left shift or F or whatever he's got it bound to. Left shift is the superior movement keybind.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For those of you who may not know or may be new to the game. So go ahead and rebind your F to left shift for me. But he's able to just hit so many, and the damage is significant. It's 600 damage for these Commander's grabs that he's able to get, and the stun on top of it. So not only is he throwing someone over his shoulder, they're stunned, but they've also just taken a fresh, hot 600 damage.
And I like the way he's kind of holding on to it right here. He only has the cooldown going for him. Not going to be able to find the kill off the Evil Mojo. But everyone's so focused on him. They're so locked on him, worried about this dash. Dread Serpent comes through, but it's not going to be able to do much. Now has the ability to go through, but it's going to be Zerini up and over. Lands, gets the kill. Simsalou going down shortly after. And now Alex, Bolka, they're getting chased down. They're getting pushed out, and they have nowhere in this fight.
This is what I expect Ashe Ultimate to be used for, I think, going into this season, is that stun is going to turn this from more of a turtling type of ultimate to a more of like a hard initiate. And then he just walked out of it, too. He used it for the stun to get pressure. He gets overpowered off the map. Unfortunately, Simsalou, can he get in there for the touch? 93%. It looks like they will be able to get in there and stall this one out, but K. Cruncy is probably going to lose his life for it.
The heals are strong. The shield not going to be able to come up in time for him. Pepper doing whatever he can. Pip Simsalou up here using the Pepper skin, trying to do whatever he can. There's going to be Sheepa using the Immortal, and the control is just not in favor of Clown Fiesta. Without a Ruckus, they don't have much, but they're the ones on the point.
Bro. Fish in a barrel. You can't do that. You cannot stand like that against Simsalou's Pip for that long. He's going to win that fight. He's getting so much ultimate charge. Gormizer, it's too easy for the kid.
I mean, that was perfect for him, right? He's hitting 2-3 people every shot. His ult goes up. He hits two or three with the Evil Mojo. And then you just have Alex kind of play cleanup crew. He's janitor in this role right now. He is just taking the broom, sweeping through whoever happened to be there. I think 3 kills total for him in that fight. And what should have been a completely lost point for Clown Fiesta ends up being a point that they can potentially convert to take the map and tie up the set.
15 streak here for Mr. Alex, 19 streak for Bolka. He's had a hell of a 2 sets here. He's been out healing these Grovers on these Maldambas basically every time. I mean, you have to give credit where credit is due. I like to give it to the supports and the front lines when you can. It's not always, it's usually kind of subtle, the things that they're bringing into these team fights, the things that they are doing with their characters to make them win these fights. But when you've got these margins on the healing charts, when you've got these 4th place overall on damage and 2 seismic crashes in a fight, it's very easy to talk about Ovum and Bolka, the support in the front line for Sour Team that have been killing it for 2 sets in a row.
And I'll also give credit to Bolka just because these Dread Serpents have been on point, something that we have noted a lot of world champions having that ability to. Evil Mojo's equally on point, the healing coming through. That's going to be kills, kills, kills for Clown Fiesta as they just pick it all up, continue their push. And I mean, the healing, even though there are so many different sources of it, it's still going to be so wildly, again, almost double in favor of Bolka above everyone else.
So I guess when it's all said and done, 4 teams from each region will qualify for the minor league.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of Premier League players that couldn't make the cut this year and move out to Atlanta to participate. So there's going to be more Premier League players in the minor league, and there's going to be less teams overall qualified. The Premier League this year is going to be one hell of a show, guys. Don't get it twisted. Nice little toss there from Ovum. That is just, you know, salt in the wounds to Zerini, who got you baited to the edge. Do not follow Khan, or he's going to take you with him.
That's that dream as Khan, right?
That's
where you're just like,
do,
I'm going to die.
That is hard to do.
I might as well lock myself in place and see if I can throw you over the edge anyway. Let's see what happens. And again, even having the ult, like if Zerini isn't stunned there, maybe can flick around and find an ult back onto the map. There's no chance when you're stunned. It's not going to be worthwhile. It's not going to matter for them. And that's still going to be even more kills. A full wipe once again. Clown Fiesta just sweeps through. I mean, they have 10 seconds left about just to be able to push this in. Even with overtime, they're finding these kills. They might be able to just end it here.
I mean, Ovum comes back in, you know, with the hot hand, hot and fresh out the kitchen, ready to win this game. Puts the key in the ignition for Clown Fiesta. He's going to be the first one to fall in this fight here. Okay, Cruncy falls low as well, and they just can't confirm the kill on Zerini. There it goes. As soon as the shield falls, so will he.
Unfortunately, though, they've lost the 2 members. I think that matters the most. 4 members so far going to be lost. Ovum did respawn, but killed at the beginning. And that is going to be what I think helps that defense come through. They have to change up their gameplay, though, and their game plan for trying to get aggressive. I mean, that was 97% with comeback mechanic in favor of Sour Team. And it all comes down to Simsalou right there. Like, Alex is the one picking up the kills. Simsalou's the one that made the plays. They were all grouped up from Sour Team for him. And then he finds that beautiful Evil Mojo. Like, it was the perfect combo between the 2 of them.
Alex got the kills, you know, but that was really all about Simsalou charging that ultimate fast, softening these targets up, hitting 3 of them. At the end of the day, Alex is just out here plucking feathers off of chickens for free. It's not very difficult, the task that was asked of him. But again, remember, you know, we're gassing up this Maldamba right now. He's continuing just to kill it on the healing charts. I made the excuse of, you've got an R, you've got some inbuilt healing amplification that's going to pad these stats a little bit. They don't have her this time, but they do have Gormizer, a 4-man evil mojo that results in 1 kill outright.
And does force Sour Team back, though, and a couple of ults coming out. Enlightenment almost immediately used. Immortal not charged up enough. Now they're just low health bars waiting to get picked off, and that is going to be the kills coming through again for Clown Fiesta. Simsalou used that pretty much perfectly. Now they're in control, and so far Sour Team has not been able to fight back on the point except for Splitstone Quarry. In this map, they haven't been able to get around here.
And that's the scariest thing. That's what hurts so bad about that team fight, is because that's all they needed. That evil mojo was so good that Clown Fiesta had so many more ultimates to use to zone that out and actually take the game here. And what I want to actually focus on is not that evil mojo. Believe it or not, that wasn't the most impressive thing to me about that play. The most impressive thing about that play to me was the movement that followed up.
Yeah.
Simsalou hard committed. He probably expected more of those chickens to die. They didn't, but he still had a plan about how he wanted to move through this team fight, come back around alive, hits another nice little explosive flash combo, stays alive, gets everyone to kind of rotate down to chase him, and then he ends up on the high ground. The hallmark of a good pit player is the way that they move around the map and where they know that they can get to with every cooldown of Weightless. And that is something that Simsalou just displayed beautifully for us at the end.
I mean, everything about that game was just Clown Fiesta. It fell perfectly in line for them. I love the fact that we saw the Vortex script come through. Originally,
it worked
I
well.
was on the fence about it because I feel like
too.
That's been glanced over for pretty good reasons overall in the past, but I mean, no Storm of Bullets, not needing to be run. The stuns there helped that first blood, helped so many fights afterward. So Khan pretty much played that perfectly. The only thing I can see now, 1-1, is where this set goes. Map number 3 is the one that I think will determine at least the leg up for these teams. Sour Team is in it. They have the ability. They've shown that already. It's just they have to be able to get on these points a little bit better, and they have to deal with the ults coming out of Clown Fiesta.
It's going to be Stone Keep for map number 3. Clown Fiesta looked good at the onset of game number 1, but fell apart down the stretch. Absolutely, as you can see, crushed it on Bright Marsh, 4-1 here. This is going to be the loser's pick phase of this best of 5, though, so Sour Team have selected Stone Keep. We'll have to see what all these teams end up picking. I do hope, again, that we get to see some Warder's Gate before it's all said and done here. Haven't actually had the pleasure of watching this map yet today, so the first Stone Keep of Season 2, I guess you would call this, of the inaugural season of the minor league, actually.
Well, I noticed out of all the maps, no Ice Mines was banned, as well as no Ascension Peak. So if this set goes the distance, you might be seeing some of those come through, depending on the pocket picks. Ruckus.
There was some bug. Somebody was saying you can't pick Ascension Peak in a custom game, so maybe it's just it's banned by factor of not being able to be picked.
Well, we just won't go there.
You don't. It's not banned, but you can't pick it. And Nara will be the first pick. This is we saw this ban phase a lot actually in the first set, where all Clown Fiesta did was ban this Cassie.
Yeah.
We talked about maybe big game being the reason, but I'm reading this more of as we want Inara to leak through. We want one of these 4 premier frontliners to come through, and we want to pick it up. Makoa has stayed banned all day. Torvald has been banned pretty much all day as well.
Well, I feel like Torvald, and this actually goes back to what was mentioned, I think, at the very beginning of the broadcast. Torvald, with someone like Koga in the state he is in, makes Koga almost unstoppable. So you have to get rid of one, and I think it brings the rest down with him. So that's going to be, I mean, that's exactly what Clown Fiesta won. They get Inara, Khan, Bomb King. They've run all 3 with very successful runs all day. That's pretty much exactly down their alley. Leon, Ash Grover, equally acceptable on this map and equally excelling on this map, but there's just a little bit more for me overall just because of Inara and Khan and their nature.
I'm going to be a little bit of a hipster here. I played the Dragon Fangs loadout before it was
before it was cool.
Before it was cool, when it had because it used to have anti-heal on the claws, and that was actually what made me want to play it, because like I wonder if this is good. Like, you know, normally anti-heal is all a character needed to be viable back in the day. But with coordination, this is a little bit what I expected. I think it is still such a fragile loadout.
Yeah.
It works well when people aren't buying COTS against you in casual games and stuff like that. But when you have so much coordination, I think that's the reason something like Dragon Fang's Koga is going to be difficult to pull off. And I also think it's the reason something like Vortex Script Khan is going to work. I don't think Vortex Script Khan is going to be that good in a casual game when you're not calling out that you're about
True.
to do it, and you're about to get that stun and your teammate needs to kill X target. That's the factor that I think made it work so well for Clown Fiesta, and maybe why they're running it back here in game number 3.
I'm a big fan of Sour Team's final pick, Drogoz, coming in because there's only one hit scan really on the side of Clown Fiesta that's going to have that success in being able to find him, and that's Khan. And Nara, Zen, I think still very applicable in being able to hit Drogoz, but it's going to be a lot more difficult. And Bomb King, you can do it, but you have to be really good. So far, Clown Fiesta has showcased that they have the skill, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough for them. Has gone chain reaction as well. The Dream Killer, Simsaloo, looking to potentially shut down Ninu, who has shown in the PPL how good his Drogoz can be.
So it's going to be K-Crunchy this time on Khan, and it's also going to be Storm of Bullets. Ovim back on his tried and true Inara. He's going to absorb that Fire Spit. And I like actually that Wormjets is the talent now for Drogoz. I'll be super cool with that. I'm over combustible. Fusillade is also boring to me, but I would really enjoy watching a season of Wormjets again.
I mean, being able to find it, especially with the changes to it, staying in the air a lot more, but it's a triple kill for Simsaloo at the beginning of the game that's really setting the pace. And a lot of that, again, has been started off by the fact that you didn't get to see Ninu have any impact. It was the Zen of all people taking him out of the sky and then setting up this zone beautifully for Simsaloo to come in. And, of course, he's warmed up on this. We saw the first set. We know he's comfortable with it. Bomb King on this map can control so much. And that's all you need. The zone comes through. Clown Fiesta, again, pick up that first point.
There it is. I mean, when a guy's having a day like this, it's difficult to get the victory there. Almost gets the cheeky Poppy Bomb kill there off the map as well. Something you have to be aware of if you're playing near the edge. Grumpy Bomb goes up onto the high ground. Nice moves there from Simsaloo, forcing Peridot to come back onto the map, but a stun awaited him and a whole lot of damage to boot. Puts up a couple of thousands of damage up onto that Ash. Simsaloo is just winning the game for his team at the moment.
I mean, he's sitting comfortably, too. No one's really looking at him when they do pay attention to him. He kind of turns their heads forcefully by hitting them with a couple thousand damage to the face. There's not a lot, but unfortunately that has kind of left some members out left to dry. If you can't take down Simsaloo, you can take on the front lines, get rid of them, and it kind of pulls away the crutches he's using to get as aggressive as he is. He can't get in their face as much, but he's still going to go for it. He has Khan right behind him, and they're looking for the kill.
I mean, he's just playing too well right now. When you don't need the, I don't want to call it a crutch, but it's kind of a crutch of Royal Subjects. When you don't need those training wheels and you can literally just hit all of your shots directly, I mean, chain reaction is obviously the better choice for you, but not everyone can do it like Simsaloo can do it. That's what makes him so special.
Being able to go in, King Bomb going to find the kill right there. He is on a 9 streak already, looking to make it 10 at the end. Crunchy going to take the kill for Peridot, and he still finds another with Ninu getting taken out of the sky. They push that in almost effortlessly, and it is just kills, kills, kills for them.
I mean, there's too much happening right now on the front of Bomb King. They have to find a way to slow this down. Sour Team have been here before, though. Splitstone Quarry looked almost this way, and it was not the 2-0 start. It did end up being a 1-1 there. But that's the scary part, is if Clown Fiesta was allowed to keep this momentum on Splitstone Quarry, they would have won that game. No questions asked about it. 8-0 right now start. Another thing that's different this time around is Alex is playing Xin, character that's much harder to kill, and he has not died. Obviously, he hasn't killed as much as Simsaloo had, but that's just because Simsaloo is just killing everyone. I'm sure Alex would get there if given the chance, but 2-0 after that round is a big, big change for Alex. There's no sloppy deaths, no unnecessary deaths given over to Sour Team, and that's a big change for him and something that you definitely love to see.
Now looking for this nice big 850 swing onto Drogoz. Not going to be able to find them after the first one, so the damage is going to start shifting over in favor of Ninu, especially as he gets this distance between the two. But that right there is the reason Zen is so good. He can just kind of shrug off your damage for a little while, get away from you, but it's not going to be long enough. It's going to find the kill. Ninu setting himself up. Simsaloo looking to lose his streak here as well.
So there's some kills finally starting to happen for Sour Team, and the comeback mechanic is going to keep them heavily in this match. 66% on the Dragon Punch as well. Salvo finds a bunch of damage. Fire Spit over the back is going to get the isolation kill there onto the support. And this is a struggle. Sour Team might just walk away with this here. There's going to be a little bit of an overtime scuffle, but at the end of the day, Ninu's baiting this Inara away from the objective, floating above this tree, and that's a perfectly legal maneuver now.
Peridot doing exactly what he can. The kill going to come through on Crunchy, and that's going to be Ovim unless Bolka makes some insane play
There's a
it's not
no-scope
gonna matter.
skin, too?
He actually dashed in. Exactly. There's one of each.
So why
you can have scope
why
or no
were
scope.
they getting so mad? Or was this the result of everyone
I think it
getting
was
so
the
mad?
result of.
Oh,
It was
okay.
originally the result. Now it's just what do you preference?
I was going to say, I mean, gamers get mad over everything. Like, they're incredible, incredibly talented at getting upset. That's what I have come to find in my time in this industry. But at the end of the day, you get what you want. You can pick whatever it is. Random tangent that I want to go on here is we noticed this a little bit on Jag Falls when Alex was playing Xin, was that he was dumping all of his counters into the ground for some reason. And at this point, I'm wondering if it's a spectator thing, that just like Xin just, for whatever reason, the counter looks like he's always aiming at the ground. Because if it's not, I just want to know why. I just want to ask why he's been doing this. I've seen him do it once on this Stone Keep game as well. It's easy to confirm now because, like we said, counter just throws out a Xin auto that just does more damage than regular autos nowadays. But Alex has been dumping them into the ground for some reason, and I'm sure there is a reason. If there's not, okay, that one wasn't. So maybe I'm just caster's cursing it.
And honestly, might be just those moments of Twitch reflex. Like, I'm going to hit my counter, but because of the way I hit it, I'm just staring at the ground now. Like, I need it to block right here. Either way.
That's just how my mind works, where I see somebody do something like Alex do something like that, and I'm like, there's a reason. There's got to be a reason. What is it? Because I can't figure it out.
Maybe sometimes he wants that extra damage. Sometimes he needs to run back.
The only thing I could think of was like, maybe he doesn't want to do the damage because he wants to be able to get into his billow afterwards and get out of combat sooner and get his regen. I was like, that's where my head was going with it. So that's why I wanted to keep an eye on it, because I was like, again, a player like Alex, when you see him do something weird like that, there's almost always a reason for it. And I get curious.
As of now, they don't need much of a reason other than they are just defending. Clown Fiesta are doing everything in their power to stop Sour Team from marching forward. Comeback mechanic helped. Even without comeback mechanic, they got this push a long way without much contest from Clown Fiesta. But now the last 20 seconds are starting to tick through. And kills, while they aren't quite there yet for Clown Fiesta, they are so incredibly close. Maybe starting with this Jogos, but Crunchy is going to be the first to fall action.
Damage goes out there, unable to find the second bomb connection. Is that Maldamba way out there? What is he doing out there? He's going to be in some... oh, wait, no, that wasn't Damba. Somebody was out there. Must have been Xin. Somebody was getting into trouble there. I just saw a skinny silhouette, and I assumed Damba, but it was, in fact, Alex there on the Xin. Doing a good job baiting Perdo away. If he's not getting the kill, it's whatever. Clown Fiesta comes out on top.
The big importance of getting that defensive point. Not only being able to waste a lot of the time of Sour Team, although using the Spite towards the end, Alex is going to come into this round without an ult. Not necessarily the worst ult to not have at the end of the day, but you get the point for Clown Fiesta. Everyone, they go up 3-1. They're comfortable. And if they can just control this similar to how they did at the beginning of the game, similar to Bright Marsh, then Sour Team might be looking at a point deficit.
Spite is arguably the worst ultimate at base in the game. Certainly in this lineup of 10 ultimates, it is objectively the worst ultimate in the game, in this particular Stone Keep game. I do want to look at this Drogos loadout here. I know what Simsilo is running. It was basically like less booster fuel after thrust and just more fuel overall, and it looks like somewhat of a similar style here. Does not have Rain of Fire at as high of a level as Simsilo did, but you get the idea, and a beautiful wall there is going to save the life of Ovum. He gets the kill and gets the seismic crash on the 2. What a god.
Being able to find and set up for Simsilo as he's getting aggressive. That's going to be another kill. Crunchy picking up the credit for that one. Sheepa just locked in the corner, going to go down. And again, chain reaction is so good when you're Simsilo here hitting these long-range on-body shots. You don't need what you had referenced as kind of the sort of crutches of the Royal subject.
Yeah.
You can just hit them on point and cause so much damage, and that's opened up your team for success.
And the reason you can't call it just an outright black and white crutch is because Royal Subjects does allow you to hit people around corners more effectively than chain reaction does. So it has some objective benefits to it, but at the end of the day, it's used more often, I feel, for a crutch.
Made a little easier to hit shots. There's going to be the dome shield. And as it is right now, I mean, if you're Simsilo, that's a reason you don't need it, right? You're hitting these on target exactly the way you need. There's finally going to be a Dragon Punch that connects for this round. It's going to be met with kills again for Clown Fiesta as they just take him out of the air.
Crunchy walks him down, body blocks the dash from Ash, throws her up over the shoulder, buys almost enough time for Ash not to contest, Grover is able to come and misses the overpower there. So that's good to see, though. That's what that looks like. That's something you're going to have to get used to this season. Beautiful wall from Ovum to shut it all down. But we talked about this earlier. Overpower's a skill shot now. You have to hit it and like maintain your crosshair as the animation completes to actually get the grab. It is a missable ability now. It looks like you get refunded 30% though if you miss. I wouldn't know. I never do that.
Oh yeah, you never miss. No, I actually know that Big Jamer makes big plays in every single game that he's in. No, it's 30%, and it's kind of awkward when you miss it too, because like you hold up your hand, it looks really menacing, and then nothing happens.
Well, it's bad for you. I mean, you're
it.
locked down for that whole thing, and then you know it's when it's an evil mojo, right? And everyone gets CC immunity at the last second, right? You're putting yourself in a position to be aggressive, I'm starting this fight in this way. If it doesn't go that way, then your positioning needs to change, the whole plan needs to change, a lot of stuff needs to happen to reconcile for that miss.
Well, hey everyone, we are going to take a very quick break here after Game 3 to get ready for Game number 4, so thanks for tuning in. Clown Fiesta up 2-1 as of right now. The question is whether or not they can close it out, but before then, this short break. Welcome back, everyone, as we get geared up to go into Game number 4. Again, Clown Fiesta leading 2-1 as of right now over Sour Team. I'm Gormizer. This is Pretty Hair, William Newberry, Nick Keogh, respectively. How are you feeling, I guess, with the way things have been going today?
So far, so good. I think, obviously the momentum clearly favoring Clown Fiesta here. Every time they come out of the gate hot, especially if they can get that 2-0 start, they've looked good for themselves, and that's something you've been able to see reflected in their play. They've gone a lot of times for these 2-point leads. They're not afraid to commit ultimates, and I said this a little bit earlier, but you got to watch each of these teams, because that's a style thing nowadays in the game, is how do we like to spend our ultimates? Do we want to go all in to get up 2-1 or whatever it is at the end of the day on the scoreboard? Momentum is heavily favoring the Clown Fiesta boys at the moment.
Well, we know where we're going next. Map number 4 is ready overall, and again, a lot of this has been out of the gate pickup for Clown Fiesta. A lot of early aggression that is really well rewarded for them, but like you had mentioned earlier, this is still loser's pick, so it's going to be Sour Team once again choosing where we go, and it's going to be Serpent Beach. So how are you feeling, I guess, with the way drafts has been? Is there anything you expect to see on Serpent Beach?
Maybe another Eevee, but definitely Drogo's Bomb King is to be looked at here. I think because Bomb King was banned for, bugs and stuff all of last year, essentially, and now he's good to go. He's ready to play. So the fact that he's in and he's now a threat again, it makes it much easier for Drogos to make it into the meta. And on top of the anti-heal nerfs for Drogos, despite getting nothing but nerfs in kind of the offseason, he got his new talent, which you could consider a buff, I suppose. Wormjets was buffed in a way. He's still been picked. He's still been played. He's still been pretty dominant. Just in a different way this time, but having more blasters open to be played, and that considers Eevee in the mix too. I think you're going to just be seeing a little bit more of them. The fact that they do have this natural predator of Leon makes it not a brain dead pick of like, I'm picking this every single time and not thinking about where or when. But it is definitely noteworthy on Serpent.
I love that we're seeing this transition, right? And ordinarily, if you had told me Makoa, Torvald, Khan, and Nara were banned, that's going to be most typical games, right? Anything we watch, that's usually what it is. Ruck is taking his place here, and I feel like that fits perfectly, although Clown Fiesta, with the way they played Khan, having that flexibility, I think kind of fits them just as well. So it's a good ban. I like the Ruckus being taken away, but at the same time, I feel like Khan's valuable there. But just because of that ult change really is the only big difference. Granted, he also doesn't have the CC immunity for himself and his team anymore, but mainly the ult being so difficult to confirm every time you hit it makes it a lot easier to counterplay him.
Eevee is going to come through here. Obviously, not a lot of great natural predators. This could be more of a take-away thing for her. And even though I said I like the matchup for Leon into the Eevee in Leon's favor, I still think that not having any pressure at on would still be preferable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is not going to be any flankers picked up for Clown Fiesta this time around. It will be the Bomb King, 10th picked around. And this becomes a conversation. Is Bomb King has been banned from competitive play for so long at this point. does it take an OG Bomb King player like Simslow to have the confidence to work it into your composition?
I feel like it's riding that line, right? Where a lot of people, because there are a lot of players that still love Bomb King, but, you know, like you said, it's been banned for so long. Like, when it's banned, especially with champions, no one plays it in scrims. No one tries it out. They're not playing it in rank because, like, that is their practice time. That is the time they're committed to learning a champion, specifically to use it in these settings, in this kind of game. Simsaloo's been playing Bomb King for years. It doesn't matter whether or not he was playing because he wasn't in the PPL. He wasn't playing as much during that last split. He can bring it back just the way it is. So maybe it takes someone like him, maybe not to make it work, but to kind of remind everyone why Bomb King's around.
Doesn't look like he's missed a day, if we're being honest. Couple of wreckers, couple of cots coming out for either side here. The thing that Sour Team have going for them at the moment is just very consistent damage from their tanks. You know Ovum's going to be hitting these shots on this Barrack. And K-Crunchy's playing one of the only hit scan tanks in the game, so he's going to be very consistent, but from across the way, it's a Grover Axe that finds first blood onto Alex. And that's been the theme of today that from him that I want to see him adjust a little bit is these sloppy deaths, these deaths that you don't need.
And I love the way Sour Team get aggressive with it. They recognize the kill they've gotten. And again, it's kind of a sloppy death from Alex, but it's a beautiful pickup from Sour Team. He's back into it. He already got a kill too, being able to take down Ninu. And what looked like it would have been great aggression for Sour Team is immediately turned on its head. The one thing they haven't been able to do so far this game is really make a shield to hold Clown Fiesta back. Every single time Clown Fiesta comes back, they knock him really hard on the head.
Yep. A lot of shielding being played for Sour Team at the moment, Fernando and the Ash, but it's 84% for Clown Fiesta on the objective, Gormizer. They got to get in there and do something quick, and that was not the play, losing Perdo.
Shiba's about to go down as well. He gets stunned out, and the shield can only last so long. Ninu going to get locked in the ice block, tries to blink around, but the shots are so good. Simsloo covers one half. Alex finds him in the air for the other. And it doesn't really matter where he goes. There is no escaping what is essentially a death trap.
Alex is dialed in from distance now. Hits the full combo shot, disengaged shot. Doesn't quite score the kill there. A little blast shot might have been the cherry on top. But man, he has looked good so far. After that first blood, nothing but clean coming out of that Cassie.
And I feel like Alex, especially on this map, has probably been a huge discussion point that we had during the entirety of the last split. Like a player who has been very notable that has just had a few things that needed cleaning up, right, to make him that polished, perfect player you could pick up potentially in the PPL. And now I'm starting to see that player come through finally. You're seeing the polish. Still a little bit of unnecessary deaths that might happen, but there's so much good that is in his play.
Yeah, definitely. Hasn't played Kinesi yet either.
No Kinesi. Maybe that was. I feel like
Alex.
Bees kept putting it there. He kept saying that it wasn't him. Because everyone else said it was Bees pushing for it.
Alex was like, yeah, I'm playing it, but it's not all me. It's like I'm not forcing my team to rock this. They're cool with me rocking it as well. Perdo slides in, but too little too late there. It's a 2-0 lead for Clown Fiesta. And at this point, 0-2, 0-3, 0-3, 0-3, 1-1. Grover got that first blood on Alex, and that was basically it for the entire of the round for Sour Team. And at this point, Gore, you're down 2-0. You're down 2-1. The last game was a bit of a steamroll there. For Clown Fiesta. They have so much momentum going for them. The ball is in their court at this point. If they lose, I think it's really on Clown Fiesta. I think they have Sour Team against the ropes, and all they got to do is continue to do what they've been doing, and they will be just fine.
And you see where the credits matter. Alex and Perdo going for pretty much the exact same kind of build in their items. But Alex has that record too, which is just going to help his team out a little bit more, especially against the Fernando, especially against the Ash. Those shields aren't going to matter as much to this Cassie, who is dialed in so far. No immediate first blood and scouts in the air. They're going to be looking for kills. They're going to be finding a lot of damage just in this.
There it is. Nice disengage there to move Ash out of her ultimate. She doesn't stun anyone, then immediately gets knocked back out of it. Not the way you want to see this one go. If these big, heavy-hitting teamfight ultimates are going to not get any value, there's no hope for Sour Team to win a fight.
The shots are coming in. This is going to be the matchup that I think could determine who gets this point, and it is, can Evie kill off Cassie, or will she get taken down before she can do so? Ninu, once you lose a couple members, you're the only target that's really left. Yeah, Leon and Grover are still alive, but you're the biggest threat. Gets taken down by Simsaloo, again, locked kind of in between a rock and a hard place, or a Bomb King and a Cassie. Either way, it works out well, and that is going to be a stun onto Zarini. I mean, that was just red.
That's it. That's pretty much it there. I mean, that type of play. He's not only getting the dismount, but he's getting the stun as well. Slowing that Ashe down just so much, forcing the Immortal out, but Zarini's out of range of the Immortal, and Gormaz, this is just more of what I'm talking about there. Meanwhile, you've got perfectly timed detonates coming out from the Bomb King. The second Immortal ends, he puts the damage in and gets the kill on a Leon. Clown Fiesta is so dialed in, and Sour Team is so not right now, that there is really a lot of changes that would need to happen in the span of the next 2 minutes and 18 seconds for this not to go Clown Fiesta's way.
I mean, I feel like Simsaloo and Crunchy were kind of playing like tennis with Ashe at that point. Like, they're bopping her up into the air, grabbing her out of the air. Like, the control that is coming down, like you said, dialed in, I think is just a perfect term for it, because they are not missing a beat. Everything is going the way they want. Yeah, they're dropping a couple kills, but like, you can't have perfect games, but this is as close to one as you could probably see at this level, where you're firing on all cylinders. Everything is going pretty much the way you would want it to. A couple of slip-ups here and there, but nothing that's going to cost you the game. It's more just the aggression finally getting punished. But Sour Team don't have the answer. They don't know the direct counter to stop Clown Fiesta from rolling.
And rolling quite literally there, getting the heal, but not quite enough at the end of the day. It's the Ashe ultimate, not stunning anyone, immediately disengaged out of it, and then she just shoulder bashes away from her own battle standard. The Fernando Immortal not being in range to save Ashe's life. It's stuff like that, which is not, admittedly, Gore, those are not small mistakes. Those are big missteps for using ultimates and getting nothing for them. And then you've got little things like, you know, those detonations coming through the second the Immortal ends. Those are the small things going right for Clown Fiesta that's making this this gap in the play that much bigger for Sour Team to deal with.
Once again, not finding any stuns, but is going to get some aggressive positioning on Clown Fiesta. Finally kind of knocks them back a little bit, forces Bolka to take more cover, which might be a key in at least killing off someone like Ovim. Get rid of one of these front lines, but Crunchy finds Ninu. The kills are still going the way of Clown Fiesta. The damage doesn't matter. Sour Team can dish it all out. It's getting healed up and picked off like it's nothing. They're still rolling forward. They have 30 seconds left, but they're looking so close to just making this a 4-0.
I almost call this like, I would almost dub it the point of frustration, where it feels like, you know, that wasn't the worst Ashe ultimate I've ever seen, but there was just nothing happening around it. Anytime you see like that Ashe ults fairly offensively there, and then one of her teammates dies somewhere else on the map, it's kind of clear that there's not a plan for how we're attacking with this ultimate if someone else is already going in somewhere else on the map and they end up dying for it. So it's just at that point, you can almost read that communication probably has stopped flowing. You might be getting frustrated, and it's sort of throwing in the towel, proverbially, so to speak, in that game. But, you know, great performance from Clown Fiesta throughout that. They managed to get a lot of momentum, like we said, do a lot of little things right, and they are going to be the victors as a result.
And that is the end of the European side of the qualifiers for this week. Again, this is only week 1 of the qualifiers, and that's only Europe, but it is going to be the top 2 teams, both of the ones you just saw, advancing to week number 4 to go into the group play to try and qualify for what will be the Paladins Minor League. But Clown Fiesta coming in now as the number 1 seed. Week 1, number 1. They are looking like a strong contender. Weeks 2, 3, everybody who's joining is going to need to watch back this tape and the semifinal to make sure they know them. But again, that is it for Europe. North America is coming up next. We're going to take a quick break and then come back to you with the first set of North America.